Morning, Diane here, Diane Roberts on YouTube. This will be a knitting podcast today, a knitcast. I've been away a little longer than planned. I was sick. I'm saying I had the flu. Don't know if it was. I wasn't officially diagnosed by a physician. But I was sick a while. I was sick at least a week and a half to where I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. I couldn't knit. I couldn't sew. I couldn't read. I barely wanted to watch television, which is very weird. But anyway, I'm back, sort of. I'm out and about a little bit here and there because I don't believe I'm contagious. But I'm not feeling 100% yet, so I'm trying to keep getting my rest. So here we are. It's the beginning of March. I'm going to show you my February finished objects. The first one I have on, it is the butterfly cowl. Oh great, it's black. It's probably not going to show up very well. Well, it's not a lot of black. Yeah, maybe you can see it now. This is butterfly cowl. Let's see. I talked about it last time. Marinja Knits. Marinja Knits. Here it is. There it is. It was fun. It was a hard one for me to figure out. Mostly because it has this odd shape. As you can see, it's a very nice size, smaller in the back. You could use it as a headband. This picture here shows it as a headband. But it was fun. There's just a lot of short rows. A lot of wraps and turns, but I like it. It's very soft. It feels nice on. I like this size. So, success. I used Knit Picks. It was very affordable. I used Knit Picks Chroma. These were the colors. I used black for the contrasting color, and the main color is a gradient called Lupine, L-U-P-I-N-E. I used up kind of a lot of this. It's the main part of the shawl, of course, but I did throw a lot of it away because I knitted it over and over again in the beginning to get it right. And when blue came along, I didn't want to put blue in it, so I just unwound the blue and used the colors I wanted to use as I went along. It only takes, as far as length or yardage, for the main color, which is the multicolor yarn, 22 grams or 96 yards. So I could easily make another one with what I have here. Don't know if I will, but if somebody tells me they like it, like my daughter-in-law, my daughter, or somebody, I probably would. So that's my first finished object for February. I have a hat. I know I've told you in the past that I tried to create this hat, the lumberjack, the lumberjill toque hat. Okay, I did it, finally. My friend Donna made one, and she said she added 12 stitches to the amount of stitches around circumference, I guess. And I've got it. Here it is. Ta-da! And it fits me. Keep in mind, hats are not flattering for me, but I have it. I like it. It's nice and warm. It covers your ears and it stays on my head. It's not popping off. So I'm very happy to have finished that. No makeup this morning. It's still early on Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. Tuesday morning. No makeup. I took a shower. Pulled my hair back. And I think I'm still going to stay home and take it easy today. So, second finished object for February. Third finished object is my socks. These are Patons Woodsy. I think they're Croy. Patons, and the design is Woodsy. I really like these. They're very rustic looking. So I did these. So this is my second pair this year. So these were my February socks. I'm going to try to do a pair a month because I don't have that many pairs of hand knit socks. So that's what I'm doing. And that pattern is just a vanilla pattern, and I use this one frequently. It's on the internet, on YouTube as Knit Picks. Go your own way socks. They can do them cuff down or toe up. I do cuff down. I think that gets me the stretchiest, nicest cuff. So it's a free pattern and a free tutorial on YouTube by Knit Picks. This was the first pair of socks. First pair of socks I ever knit. I'm actually putting on my first pair of socks this morning. I don't have my socks on yet, but so those are my February socks. Okay, those are that's the end of my finished objects for knitting. This is Knitting Podcast. I have coffee with me today. I haven't been drinking a lot of coffee, but drinking a lot of tea, but I miss drinking coffee. Okay, I finished a quilt in February, and I'm telling you, this quilt got me through my flu. I had this quilt with me the whole time. Every time I was in bed, I was on the couch, I was in a chair, I was sitting at the kitchen table, I was wrapped in this quilt. This was a half square triangle swap quilt I made with Margaret Lewin's quilting group, Miss Marker's Quilts. It is free. It's called Free Spirit. It was a design by Edita Satar, and it's all these half square triangles, which we created as a group of over 100 people, I believe, and we swapped all our triangles. That's why there are so many different colors. Then after swapping these tiny half square triangles, we created our own bigger half square triangles and put the whole thing together. And I backed it. Now I don't generally match my back to the front. I like to make an entirely different looking blanket for the back. And this is a real pretty batik, blues and golds. Very pretty. And that's what I used for the binding. Here it is. I quilted it on my long arm. I don't have a computerized setup on my long arm, so this is just free motion, edge to edge. I kind of call it my I don't know, teardrops. I just make a teardrop. I've used this one. I do this one a lot because it's one I'm kind of developing as I go along with quilting. A teardrop, and then another one, and then another one, and then go way out and create a big one, make some small ones in between. And there's a lot of echoing, and I'm kind of getting some loops in there now. So I think I'm beginning to develop a new technique. Hopefully it will come. I have to do more doodling. So this was a little off the track from my knitting podcast here, but I just wanted to tell you I was doing that. And this Sunday will be Sit and Sew, so I'm going to do more about the quilt I'm making now in the Sunday Sit and Sew video. Sunday the 8th, I think it is. Okay, now works in progress, I guess. Oh, before I do works in progress, I'm going to show you an acquisition. When I sent away for the Chroma yarn to Knit Picks for the butterfly cowl, I've been wanting to get a gleaner because my car bath was a mess, and so I got this great gleaner it's only about $20, and it's a nice size. It has a regular, like velvet type lint brush on this side, which I used, and it's kind of all funky now. And then there is this end, which has three different gleaner, three different strengths, three different sizes of how. This has a little wiry mesh, which was good for my car bath. This has a medium kind of a pumice, I think is what it is. This is kind of like a pumice, but it is, can you see it? It's sort of like a grid. This one's just straight black pumice, and this is a lighter one. It's white for something that's very light that you want to glean. And they pop on. They just pop right on the edge. Like that. And then if you want to change your strengths, you just clip it. There's a little push button here. It's only about 20 bucks. I'm not sponsored. This is just a tool that I bought that I had been putting off buying. Not for any particular reason, but I waited until I was buying some yarn. And it comes in its own little travel bag. It's pretty cool. Keep all the pieces together. I like it. It's worth it, I think. Little drawstring bag. Okay, so that was an acquisition. Something that should be really done by now, but I put it aside because I was doing the butterfly cowl, and also because I was having difficulty with the thumb on this Selbu mitten. This was a Skein Dare Knits mystery knit along in December, and I'm working on the thumb, but every time I was working on the thumb, my double, oh look at, they've already fallen, some stitches are off. These things are just slipping and sliding right out of the thumb stitches, and I knew I should have known better that that would happen. So finally, because I went out of the house this weekend, I got myself some very small bamboo needles, double points. I needed size 5, and these are only 5" instead of 7", plus they're bamboo, so I'm hoping they're going to work. How long is it going to take me to make a thumb? Not long at all. So this project has been on hold until I got some better needles. Should have used Amazon, but I figured I was going to go by Joann's. I might as well go and get them there. I also have a gift certificate to Michael's. I could have probably gotten them there. I'm not sure if they still carry these, but so these should be finished for during the month of March. I'll make the second one now that I can get this thumb finished. Oh yeah, and I have my first one of this size, which same issue. I was going to be having my stitches fall off, but I do have a size, I think these are a much smaller size 3 maybe, or 2, and I have bamboo for this. They're a smaller size, but they still fit, I think. I don't know if they fit as well, but you can see, this fits me. I could wear them, we'll see once the thumb gets on. Compared to the size 5 needle, which made it larger, which is more what they look like, I think. I know I've probably shown you this before, but get my thumb through. Maybe I can't get I got the stitches too close. Ah, there we go. There we go. So I can, I mean, look at how much I have to knit. It's nothing. So this is the typical shape. I was happy with the way that came out. So that's that. So to be continued, that one I'm still working on. I have a thing for mitts this winter because I also got this kit. It's Gradient mitts that came from, I believe it's Subito. Yeah, Subito Farm Designs. They were at the January show at Slater Mill. And I bought a skein of these Gradient blues. Well, the yarn came, it was a kit. No, it wasn't actually a kit. It was a skein and a pattern that I had to buy, but they had the yarn that went with the pattern. That's the pattern. Here's the gradient. This is going to be my next color. I'm on color. This is going to be color 3, believe it or not. I started with color 1. Where's color 1? Here it is. Yes. Color 1, color 2, and I'm going to color 3. Then there will be colors 4 and 5. So it kind of goes like this. It's pretty, very pretty, with the natural for the color work and the ribbing on each end. Where is it? Here it is. What happened with this one? I was confused. This one got delayed because I couldn't figure out the pattern, but I figured it out this morning actually, between last night and this morning. I got this far, and then it said on row 28 you start increasing for the thumb. And so I never had a pattern like this. I haven't done a lot of color work, let's put it that way also. So as I was going along, I was just using, well, I don't want to give away the pattern, but what I ended up having to do is where the stitch columns were, like say the pattern for the thumb is like 1 through 18 stitches, and then it had the corresponding rows going this way. Well, I changed it all. I used my ruler and pencil and changed it into a grid. Now I get it. Now I get it, because as you go along and you're increasing, you don't just go, I was going where I'd left off to do my pattern. Not right. You pick up the stitch in this progression. I'm calling it column because all I can see is an Excel spreadsheet when I look at these rows and columns. But anyway, I get it now. So also I just used the double points to correct it. I'm using my new ChiaoGoo blue set, my interchangeables, because this calls for a size 4 needle. I'm using that, but I took it apart because I had to adjust the length of the cable. I had too much length. I seem to have lost my, oh, here it is. Here's the white. Okay, so that's a work in progress, along with, so that's 2 sets of mitts that I'll be working on in February. So these 2 patterns. Don't want to lose them. Let me get them in the appropriate project bag. And one more thing I'm working on, which is going to be, hasn't gotten a lot of attention. I have it in my library card fabric bag. This was a bag that I got at Indie Untangled. But to tell you the truth, I didn't like the strap. And I didn't like it was very floppy. Some of these are floppy, and I didn't want it floppy. And I didn't like the zipper. Why do I buy bags at shows? Well, anyway, I bought this one, took it all apart, and put it back together, and did a little bit, a minimal amount of quilting to it. So it's a little sturdier now. I added some batting to it. It didn't have any kind of stabilizer in there that was, it wasn't beefy enough for a bag. Anyway, what I've got in there is my weekender. This is my second weekender. I just lost my stitches here. One moment. I can do this later. I don't have to do this on camera. Okay. It hasn't had a lot of attention yet. All I've done is cast on, did the ribbing, and I am just doing stockinette. This is piece fleece I got when we went to Rhinebeck, and I can't get over. Can you see this? Look at this. How much hay. Wait a minute, I must be on the other side. Oh, that's a stitch marker. I'm going to show you the hay. There's a lot of hay in the yarn itself. That's threads. That's from sewing. Let me find some hay that I got to pull out. I had it opposite. It was opposite where the stitch marker was. I mean, loads of hay. There's a piece here. No, that's not going to show up on camera. Where is it? Well, suffice it to say, I am pulling up hay. I'm pulling out hay in this piece fleece. The color is Perestroika Pink, and it is my. Oh, here's some. Can you see this hay? I just dropped it. Forget about it. My second weekender. Only I am not going to wear it on the garter side. I want it to be on the stockinette side. So this is going to be my right side. I'm not doing the strip up the center, the slip stitch up the center front or the center back. I'm going to do something else. I was going to try to think up some kind of a stitch to put in its place, but I didn't want to. I wanted this to just be mindless knitting for the most part for when I go to knitting knitting nights and such. So this is what this is turning out to be. And what I'm going to do is maybe do a duplicate stitch up the center. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know yet. When I get to that point in time, I will do that. So that's it. Short and sweet. That's what's been going on February and the beginning of March. I'm gonna put my socks on now, and I think I'm gonna go do some quilting at this point because it's a gloriously sunny morning and I can go in my kitchen. I've got my featherweight in there and I'm gonna do some piecing because I have 6 blocks left to do on my springtime sampler. 6 blocks left to piece, and then all my blocks will be completed. Then it's a matter of waiting for the March instructions to come, because we will then be making cornerstones and sashing and assembling the quilt. This is the first time ever I have been on time with a quilt along. I usually do it, I've done it as late as 2 years later on more than one quilt. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. I thought I'd stay in another day, although it's gloriously sunny outside. It's so beautiful. I might go and take the dogs for a short walk, just so they get out and so I get some fresh air. But I'm still, I don't know, my voice still doesn't sound terrific, and my throat is still raw. It's like I have swollen glands or something. It's like every day there's a different residual from this flu. But I'm getting there. I feel so much better than I did. So I'll probably see you again this month in about a week or so after I edit the sit and sew, and that'll be a quilting day video. Okay, thanks for tuning in to all my regular viewers. Thanks for coming back. Thank you if you're a new subscriber. Hope you enjoy it. It can be anything from knitting, I crochet, quilting, garment sewing, bag making, rubber stamping with inks and cardstock, paper cards, and other 3D paper products. So this was started out as my retirement video because this is what I do during retirement. I don't show you the cleaning, not unless it's Vlogmas and I happen to tackle something or sort something out. There are enough cleaning videos on YouTube, and frankly, I watch them to sort of get myself motivated, but I don't think I'm going to do any. Okay, again, thanks for watching, and until next time, happy knitting. Bye now.